Today we're mudlarking in the West Country of England.
It's right down there.
Well, here we are, just about a mile along the river from Taunton, and taking its name from the original settlement 1300 years ago called Tantoon, which is now Taunton. We're alongside the River Toon.
We found our first beach. It's a bit windy, so sorry about any noise on the camera, but we're going to go down, see if we can find anything. Lead the way, sir.
I will do. Saying that, I think most of our beaches are going to be submerged.
I think so. What is it with us and storms? Every time we go away lately, there's a storm. Yeah. There you go, there's an interesting shell. Right, pop your wellies on, we're just going to stick our foot in and see how sinky it is.
Oh, careful.
Hold tight, everyone. No, that's okay there. Yes, feels sticky's going rather deep down into the sand. Let's try.
Yeah, that's like 2 foot of sand.
I think we better go back out. Come on, everyone. Back out we go. Aha! There may not be a lot on this beach, but look what I can see. It's a ball. What is a mudlark without a ball and usually a golf ball? This is a luminous one. Ooh. We found this really tiny little beach.
It's very tiny.
It is. It's just about room for both of us down on the interesting bit. I don't know how interesting it is, but let's go and have a look. What have we got here? Oh, what's that? Now, that's just a stone. And we've got a big lump of terracotta. I'd say probably an old quarry tile. Ooh, some of these big foot has dropped in there. I think that's Phil.
That's me.
You're still up though, you're not underneath the sand. There he is. Woo! I'm sinking.
Don't fall in. It's the wind picking up as well.
There's the farmer's field. I wonder what crop he grew in there last year. I think there's a clue. Corn. Oh, let's go have a look down here. Now, be careful everyone, this is really slippery. Oops. Oop, we slide in. There we go. We're down. I don't know, whoops, if we'll ever get back up again. Right, let's have a look if there's anything in the water. A very deep river down there, so we'll go as far as we can. Ooh, it's getting deep. Whoop. I can't get in there. I'm glad I managed to stop myself. I thought we were going underwater. Look at that little cute piece of log that just went by. We managed to grab it. If I hold it up to the light there, you see there's a little hole in it. It almost looks as if it's been made into some sort of shape, doesn't it? Definitely pointy. Oh, I wonder what that was. I don't think it's anything particularly special. Maybe a fence post that was chamfered on the top at an angle. Does anybody have any suggestions of what that could be? Oh, what's this in the undergrowth? It's fixed. I think it must be some sort of gate or something that's been well buried over the years. Oh, it's still going on.
See a bit of fence.
Could be some there as well.
Possibly. The original bridge here.
Ah,
the
could well be.
railings,
Yes.
because that's a very modern replacement, that wooden bridge.
Yep, could be.
That could be the original railings from the bridge that crossed here a couple of centuries ago. The revolutions in these parts have been going on for literally centuries. Besieged by the Duke of Devon, the Yorkists, in 1451, and then later in that same century it was garrisoned as part of the Warbeck Revolution. Then in 1578, after a relative time of peace for a century or so, it was strengthened again, but now in anticipation of an invasion, because at that point in our history everyone were waiting for the Spanish to arrive. Then in 1644, that well-known civil war between the parliamentarians and the royalists, that converged on this area too. The town of Taunton fell to the parliamentarians, but they were then to face a siege of their own, as the royalists laid siege for 1 year on the parliamentarian army. In 1662 an order was given. The fortifications of the town were to be completely destroyed. Too much rebellion from this part of the world, and those in power wanted to see that it didn't happen again. Were they successful? Well, not really. But to tell you about that rebellion, let's just move to another spot. Yes, they made every effort to try and prevent future revolution, but we've now travelled down to where the next revolution all began. Here we are at Lyme Regis with the bay behind us, and it was here in 1685 that the Duke of Monmouth returned from Europe in order to challenge his uncle James for the throne of the United Kingdom. He arrived here at the coast and travelled up, and on his journey he rose an army that had begun with 81 men on the ship to over 3,500 by the time he got into the area of Sedgemoor. Sedgemoor became his final battleground. There, with 3,500 plus men, and with the royalist army of 1,000 less, he found defeat because they were trained soldiers. This rebellion was known as the West Country Rebellion, the Monmouth Rebellion, also known as the Pitchfork Rebellion, because they were ill-equipped for the fight. Having lost, he lost his life. And then the story of the castle on the River Toon came back again as the bloody assizes were conducted in the courtrooms of the area, including the Great Hall, in September of that year, 1685. Many were executed, but even more were put into slavery and sold to serve on the West Indies and the sugar plantations. And here's an interesting twist to the tale, because there was one more revolution yet to come. There was the Glorious Revolution 4 years after the Monmouth Rebellion, when William of Orange, William III of Orange, came and joined with Mary and ruled here in the UK. They gave an amnesty to those who'd been put into slavery. Many couldn't return, the cost was too great, but some did, and they came back. And there in Somerset they told the stories of the hardships and the abomination of slavery. And perhaps it's no accident. It was there in Somerset, from the town of Bridgewater, that the first petition came to Parliament seeking the abolition of slavery. It would be over 2 decades before that would be achieved, as more and more answered the call. But those men made their stand, told their stories, and brought about a phenomenal change in the social history of the world. Well, that's the history, that's the story that links the swollen rivers of Somerset with the coast here down in Dorset. But for us, of course, the other link is, let's go look for treasure. Come on, let's see what we can find here on Lyme Regis Bay.
We've come down the steps, under the cliffs, and now we're off fossil hunting and sea glass hunting on the beach. And we'll also find some metal, because there is a rubbish dump that is spilling at this very moment onto the beach. And Phil's found something already. What have you got? Ooh,
Half a stopper, but this
that's nice.
It's an old one.
Dalton Lambeth Limited.
Oh, there we are.
Oh, nice little bottle stopper to start off our collection.
Do you think maybe it was out of one of them China water bottles?
I think you could be right. There are some very lively dogs on the beach today, so we may well get a bit more company. Right. Let's have a look. Don't forget, shout if you see something. Nice bit of green. Oh, there's a big lump. It's a little bit sharp on the edges, but it's a really substantial bit of glass. I think we'll keep that. Some pottery. Is it plain or patterned? Ooh, I think that's probably willow pattern. Oh, that's nice. It's not very rounded at all, but it's a really pretty pattern on that. And a very useful shape too. I love this. Completely worthless, no historic value at all. But look how rounded that bit of brick is. I just think that is so pretty, so tactile. One of my favourite things to find. These things that nobody else sees value in, but I love. It's brightly coloured. That's pretty, we'll keep that. Now that's a tiny piece of fossil. I suppose some people would pass it by. It's just a little bit of like tree or grass, Carboniferous period. But that's such a nice shape. I'm going to take that and incorporate it in a mosaic. I can see some more sea glass. That's a nice little bit. And that's a nice little bit. And a tiny bit of blue. And a dog. So we'll have that one. That looks like a very small ammonite, so we'll have that. There's a nice chunk of green here. Oops, dropped a bit. Let's have a look at that. And a piece of sea glass, rather scratched. And this is nice. Really pretty colour there. Let's have a look, see if there's enough light. Now that's not a rock. Well, it's very heavy. Let's see if we can turn it over. I think this calls for my glove because it's a bit rusty. Let's have a look. Right, I have no idea what that is. It's got these like pipes that came out the top there. I just can't get a grip on it to turn it. It's so heavy. Very rusty there. Does anybody recognise that? What on earth could it be? The sea is there, and if I turn you around slowly, not too quickly, I'm getting too keen there, behind are the massive mud slips that are going on where the dump was, and these rocks here tend to form a bit of a sluice. As the water is going out, they catch all the heavy bits, and that's why you get like this area here just full of lots of little bits and pieces, with something with a brass fitting on there. One of those, whatever one of those is, a little bit of copper. I'll take that copper. As is usual, there's just too much rubbish and bits and pieces that shouldn't be here for us to take it all, so we just take a few bits and pieces that we can carry. What's that there? Seems like a bit of aluminium. Spark plug with an orange top. something firmly embedded in the rocks. And whatever one of those is, got a screw in the top. Ooh, something with a handle on. Oh, I don't think it's going to come out, is it? Oh yes. Now what could that have been? Is it the lid of something? Or is it something that slid for a fireplace? To draw the fire, something like that? I don't recognise it, what do you think? That definitely does seem to be a handle of some sort, but I could be wrong. And there's Phil, let's go and see what he's got. Oh, before we do, look. There's a pretty bit of sea glass. Some patterning on it. Have you found anything?
Yes.
Ooh, you want to show us?
Yes, do you want to settle on that stone?
Okay, let's go over to the rock. Bit bumpy, and there's still lots of metal as we walk into the rock. Pipes everywhere. Bit of rebar there. There's something blue down there. I wonder if I can get it. Oh, it's actually quite a big chunk. Right, let's move that. And here it is. Oh, that's nice. The bottom of something big and blue. Well, Mr. Johnson, what have you found?
I found that. I thought it was pretty because it's a heart.
Oh, yes.
That's a heart.
Isn't that
Nice.
sweet? Always nice to find a heart-shaped one.
Yeah, I think we could use that in something.
Yep.
That'd make a nice centerpiece.
You would.
Surround it. Do a heart shape in, perhaps if we could get red sea glass to make a heart shape.
To get that much red sea glass
I know.
would be a big ask.
I haven't found any today. I found a bit of green.
Let's have a look.
Got a fork.
Oh, fork. Handy for a picnic.
There. Some greens.
Yeah.
Any whites. Tiny bit of blue.
Yes, all the bits of blue are tiny today.
It is. This one, I thought at first when I saw it was a shell, but if you feel it, I'm pretty sure that's China.
It does seem to be China, yes. A little bit
That
of
looked a bit plain on the back.
well
but
worn blue and white. Oh, it's blue on the back too.
yeah, I saw the plain
Ah.
blue, I picked it up and it was blue
That's
and white.
interesting.
That
Oh,
one is got
green.
a green, dark green to the tail.
Yep. Very nice.
This one,
Ooh. Got a
That was
fossil, see?
pretty.
Plain that side. And a fossil on there. You can see the lines just about.
and then you got that one.
Right, so what's this? Let's have a look. Oh, look, it's got an ammonite on there. Well, not a whole ammonite, a bit of one.
And we're sat here, isn't it? As I look across,
Oh, yes.
an ammonite in the corner of that one there.
That's a lovely rock with the ammonite in.
Right next door to a brass key
Escutcheon thingy.
extension.
Yep.
And while we may have found our ball on the river,
Yeah.
I can now announce I found a brick.
Oh, there we go. Let's have a look at the brick. Just a minute.
A well-washed,
Settled.
sea-worn brick.
Right, and what's that? West brick.
West brick. That's my
Well done.
collection so far, and we've been 20 minutes.
I've seen something behind you. I've got to go.
It's behind me.
It is. Oops, hold on tight, everyone's a bit bumpy. But we've got to have a look at this. Look at that. Do you think that's off a grind wheel or? Yes, I think it possibly is. Let's have a look at the back. Oh, look, it's got writing on it as well. Automatic Scale Co. Limited. ASCO. British made. Oh, that's lovely. If I show you the size, there's my hand. 2 hand spans, and it is silly heavy. Oh, we won't be taking that back, but what a lovely thing to find on the beach. Well, there is no chance at all of feeling lonely on this beach today. Adults, children, dogs, and lots of bits of metal. Oh, somebody's found something on a rock over there. Right, let's keep looking. There's a little piece of glass with wire, reinforcing wiring, so it's not very old. But this is one of the glass types I love finding on the beach. This piece of china. Is this plain or patterned? Oh, that's lovely. Look at that, there's a dragon there. A bit of cup. Anybody need an engine? Lots of bits in it, including pebbles. I think that's probably the upgrade, the pebble version. What on earth is that? Let's Let's have a look. Oh, it's joined to something much bigger under the sand there, so it's very heavy. We leave that there, but I don't know what it is. Is that a bead? Yes, it's a tiny little bead. Little glass bead. What's this red next door to it? Oh, it's like a gaming counter. The only problem here is the mud is so sticky. Ah, what's Phil found? What have you got? Ooh, what on earth is that?
It's got writing on.
Oh, right, it's got writing on, we'll have a look.
So I've got to get one up on you after your big wheel.
Right, oh, look at that. It's a press, is it? That's what I'm guessing. Oh, I love that. What is the words on it? Glasgow? I can't read what that says. 18. Got rollers. It could be an old press. That's what I'm going for. Oh, it's got a turny handle there to turn, so it's...
Manufacturing company.
Right, it's somebody manufacturing company. Acme probably, is it? That's my guess.
Could well be.
Yes, it's Acme. What's the other side like? Oops.
There you go, it's a bit clearer there, isn't it? Acme. Ringer.
Ah, there we go. So it's a mango.
It's a mango.
A mango. Well, it's not a printing press, or a printer, or anything like that. It's a mango for doing your washing. But while I'm looking there, something's caught my eye over here. Do you think that's a key? It's an old brass, probably clock key, do you think? Is there a hole in the end of there?
Actually looks threaded.
Oh, right. Yes, it does. That's strange. Does anybody know what you would use a key like that?
Is that a coin, do you think?
Oh, you found a coin?
Don't know.
Let's have a look. Oh, it looks like a coin.
That is a well... I think that's a well-armoured tuppence.
Let's have a look. Oh yes, it's a very, very old 2p. Poor thing's been battered to death. Oh, the drinks are on us. Oh, look at this. It's a bit muddy. I think it's time for the jiggy thingy. Oh, I thought it was a little plate, but it's actually quite deep. Maybe a door handle. Oh, look at that. Let's check if there's any more. No, there's not another half of one in there. Oh, that's a lovely find. It's a copper, I'd say, doorknob.
Josh! Josh!
That is really lovely. I haven't seen an oval one like that, and it's got a really nice pattern on, but it's going to need a good wash.
Josh! I found the devil's toenail and it's only my first time.
Bill found something. Over we go. Ooh, you've got to be very careful. This is very sticky, but also very slippery. Right, let's have a look what Phil's found. Oh, look at that. Ridge pottery. Even on the beach, we find ridge pottery. I wonder if it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, just a lump.
Sadly not well worn, but beautifully blue.
Very sticky.
And a little excavation job for us.
Oh, right. Oh, wow.
That. See?
Do you think that's a whole bottle?
I don't know, it's quite a deep point down there, isn't it?
Right, just put you there, see if you can see. There. Digging it is virtually impossible. Bottle.
Oh.
Big old bottle. He doesn't want to come out. The mud is too sticky. What is it all?
That's a lucky find, actually. That's a real lucky find. There might be ancient bottle there.
It is. I think it could be.
I've washed the bottle and it's come up quite clean and green. You can see it's nice and green. That is what caught my eye in the ground. Was see how deep that is,
Let's have a look.
and you can see where it's been snapped off in the blow. Proper deep pontle or whatever they call
Punt
it.
in there, and then the pontle is up inside where they snapped off.
You can see the
after
snap
they'd blown
line,
the
can't you,
glass.
done it? So while I was washing it,
Yes.
you know we'd always talk about shipping paste pots. There you go.
Oh,
Ship-ems.
look at
Totally
that.
squashed.
It's like something off Alice in Wonderland, isn't it?
Totally squashed. It's been in the dump up there. Probably went through somebody's fire, went into the ashes and God knows what.
Yes.
But, there you go.
I like that, just because it's such a silly shape. What's that? Get my diggy thingy. It's the bottom of something, but no idea what. Piece of china with something awards. Is this plain or patterns? Oh, it's got a line on it. Little old bottle. What colour's that? Clear. Wow, what a lot of bits of rusty things here. Oh, let's have a look, is it? We'll settle down and see what we can see. Oh, is that a little hammer? No, I don't think so. Looked like a little toy hammer. And lots of long bits of metal. Put my diggy thing back in my bag, or I'm going to lose it. Right, so we got, what's this? A hooky thing. And this, I love this. This is part of an old bedstead. It's a nice bit of brass and copper. No idea what it came from. Look what else we got. We got bits of old nail, bits of old bar, old brackets, putting pipes on the wall, possibly the head of a shovel. And now that I would say is part of a fireplace. There seems to be some decoration on it. And a little loop, I would imagine at some point. No, I don't think that did have threads on it. I think maybe you nailed it in, do you think? Or has it rusted away? Quite a few things in just a small area. Then again, there are quite a few things everywhere here today. Look at this, if I take you down the beach here, if I said shout every time you see something, you would be constantly yelling. Ooh, a bit of chain. I wonder what that was chaining up at some point. Rusted away. Now I'm going to try and sound intelligent here. I'll say that's a piston of an engine. What do you think? Am I right? It's just a wild guess. I just think I've seen something like that many years ago. This is a nice handle. Let's go have a look at it. I wonder what that came off. The beach is still full. We arrived at low tide, so there are a couple of hours yet. So we'll keep looking. And I've seen over here, it's not very well worn, but I'm going to take it anyway because of the colour. Lovely piece of green poison bottle. So there are lots of things on another beach. We'll be stopping regularly, but there is so much here. I'm trying to take you to the best bits. Does that look like a little copper weight, doesn't it? Let's have a look. No, it's a lid of something. Oh, we have that. Is that a horseshoe? I'm not sure. I don't think it is. What do you think? Is that a weird sort of horseshoe with no holes in? Or is it something else? Okay, I've seen another thing I love. I keep going to turn the camera off and then seeing other things. Look at that. It's an old caster. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. I don't think that wheel is ever going to turn again, but it's really nice. Would that have a night shirt? Let's have a look. Oh, that's nice because it's got a few little ones in it as well as that one. That would sit nicely on a shelf, wouldn't it? It's got a flat bottom. And let's have a look, there's another one here. Oh, I think that's maybe too big to get out. No, it's coming up. Another one. Isn't that pretty? I don't know whether to take this or not. It's quite heavy. We'll take it for a walk with us and see what we decide to do. Now, where is Phil? Look for a man with a hat. Ah, there he is, right down on the shore. In amongst all this metal is a really pretty piece of green sea glass. Another lump of metal. I thought it was pottery, but it's not. But there is pottery. Can you see it? You get closer and closer. There it is. Isn't that pretty? Right, over all this metal. Bits of cars, bits of building. A big lump. Don't know what it is. So many of these things I wouldn't know anyway, but then they're so rusted. Now that I would say, to guess, is a cock spring. You see the coil? But I'm not going to hit it or anything because if it is a coil spring and that decides to open up, he's quite vicious, so we'll just leave it rusted for there. Look at this gorgeous piece of Art Deco style metal. I think it's possibly off a fireplace. It's got something written on it. Let's have a look. I won't be taking this with us, so we need to check all the details here on the beach. HD or HP. That's a really nice thing. Actually, I know I shouldn't, because we've already got a lot, but I'm going to take that with me because I think that just makes a nice piece of art all on its own. Now that's a lump. Look at that. An old knife. That won't be cutting anything in the future. And another piece of chunky sea glass. Oh, we're finding some nice chunky bits here. Oh, look at this. See, if I could carry more things, I'd take this sort of thing. That's, I don't know, a clutch or something off a car, a crazy guess. Some sort of gearing. No idea, but I just like it. I love all big old heavy things. Well, not all big old heavy things, but lots of big old heavy things. Now what is that? Let's have a look what it says. Ever ready, Brooklyn, New York, made in USA. Ever ready. And this is nice. Oh, it's actually got a number on it too. So patent number 139002. It's a MT plug. Some nice little bits of sea glass. Don't often get blue. It's small, but it's pretty. It's white, some green. Which thing here is the most interesting? Take your pick. You found anything?
Yes, I found a few.
Ooh, let's have a look what you found.
I got that. I thought that was quite nice. Eh?
Oh, we saw a handle like that.
It just makes me wonder what did it come off. On the industrial front, you know, I think that is a brilliant example of riveting. Look at that.
If you're into rivets, look at this.
It's got a beauty all of its own.
It does.
To summarise. Then,
oh, that's a big fat pot.
honey pot, I think.
Yeah. See?
Had a twist on lid. You can see the lock top lid. That,
what's it on the bottom? Anything on the bottom?
that was full of mud.
Right.
Caked in. It would wash out of there.
Let's have a look. Oh, it's got some pink and some cobalt blue. Ah, is this plain or patterned? Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that a cute one?
Nice. 50s, 60s. Something like that, I reckon. Some nice blue and white. A lovely, gorgeous gummy bear type piece of sea glass. And a coin. Oh. It's old. It's a penny, isn't it? Old penny.
Old penny, yeah.
There's another gummy bear piece of glass. Not a little one. Oh, I like this. If I can get it out. It's a piece of copper. I wonder if that's from a clock. And also, look, there's another gummy bear. I do love gummy bear glass. I think I'm the only person in the world who calls it gummy bear glass, so don't go looking it up online, it probably doesn't exist. Ooh, what have you found? Ooh, a light green gummy bear. Well, that's nice, we don't usually find red. It feels more like a stone than glass. You can't really see it against my pink gloves, can you? I do that. There you go. Ah, no prizes for guessing when that came out of. An old cooker. It's in the bottom there, an electric cooker. Another one of those gear shapes. I do like those. Oh, what's this? Orange ceramic doorknob. That seems to be an old Baker-like light switch. Somebody found some blue here and left it on the wall. Let's see what it says. 29 something. A little bit of Cornish way with 29 on. Oh, somebody's been very artistic. And the sun is coming out. And it's not the gale force winds they were predicting, but it is quite windy. Right, what have you found?
Right, I just brought that along because
Oh.
just to point out that there was a time when even if something was functional, and it certainly did what it was made to do, it also took the time to make it look pretty.
That is very pretty.
That one really caught my eye.
Oh yes, that's off an old bedstead, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and sunk in the sand like that, it just looked so sort of like it belonged there, even though it doesn't, obviously, because it's come out of a tip. But bar run through there, I would imagine, yeah. Bedstead.
Yeah, I think so.
They're pretty. Oh look, it's fossil.
Oh yes, looking down and in a rock, there's an ammonite. Oh, I think there's possibly a bigger one there as well. Right.
Look, it took its china.
Right. Nice.
But fair play, glass galore.
Let's have a look. Some nice glass finds. I've got lots of glass finds in my bag, but as you can see, it's very muddy, so I'm not going to get those out to show you.
Yeah, I've got more in my bag, but that's a handful that I kept in my hand to show everybody.
Lovely. Oh, that's pretty. Right, we've been very good. We've been looking at everything else, but I think it's time, before we leave, to have a little paddle. So, come on, pop your wellies on. We're going in. Oh, come back. Come back, guys. Ooh. There's some interesting bits of seaweed. There's that one. And that one. I think that's the root of one of those big long ones. All getting trapped underneath this ridge of rock here. Oh, there's a nice streak. A little bit of blue glass. But a very pale, not the normal blue we find. Sky blue.
Well, I've loved today. We've had so much history. It's linked the rivers and the coast. It's brought us to a place where we found wonderful treasures, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. If you have, then please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget, share it with all your friends. The more the merrier as we go on our adventures. And most important of all, don't forget, come and join us the next time we go mudlarking. Bye.